Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some sexy fragrances to wear on hot summer nights. In particular, I'm thinking date night, and they are all cruelty free as well. So let's just start, shall we? So the first one I've got is Clean Reserve Radiant Nectar. This is a beautiful combination of fresh and gourmand. So you have a pear note in here which is kind of fresh and green, and you also have this almost like a biscuit base. The biscuit's not too sweet, it's like no added sugar, just a tiny bit of sugar, or like a crumble, the base of a cheesecake, that kind of biscuit that's not too fancy, nothing added, no chocolate or anything like that, but very simple. It's also a little bit musky and not too heavy on the projection, so it's not too thick and syrupy or too sweet for if it's very hot, but there's this sexy edge. You have this je ne sais quoi because there's nothing else that smells like this. It's a really attractive scent. It's a little bit fruity with the pear, and it's a little bit gourmand with the sort of biscuity aspect to it. And I think it's beautiful for a date night in the warmer weather. My next one is this one. It's for 160 Tuesdays and it's called Clouds Illusion. Now, you can't get Clouds Illusion anymore, but you can get the new version which is called Both Sides Now, or Both Sides of Clouds. So Clouds Illusion had synthetic vanilla, synthetic narcissus, and synthetic iris. All the very expensive notes in the fragrance in Clouds Illusion were actually created with synthetics to make the fragrance more affordable. There was another version which was just called Clouds that had all the naturals in it. Since then, Sarah McCartney, the perfumer, has combined both to create a middle ground, so that you've got naturals and synthetics to create the middle ground in terms of affordability and being able to experience the naturals, but you also have the synthetics as well. Anyhow, I'm sure that is probably quite similar to this one. Clouds Illusion is initially, it's a kind of sweet lemony scent, a little bit like a vanilla and lemon combination, but also fluffy with iris. And oops, I've dropped the ribbon. And it's sunny and happy, but as it dries down it gets more fluffy and less sunny, and there's beautiful vanilla in the dry down. It's long lasting, but it's not too thick and heavy. It's very transparent and ethereal, and the lemony citrusy notes just keep it fresh, keep you feeling shower fresh, but the iris and the vanilla keep you smelling attractive and sexy. So that is Clouds Illusion. The one that's available now is called Both Sides of Clouds. The next one is Gallivant Los Angeles. This is described as a neon floral, and I absolutely get that. There's tuberose in here, which I don't always get on with, but it's not too heavy in here. It's not thick and waxy, it doesn't take over, it stays light. So it's a white floral that's exotic and heady, but it's light, it's not thick. There's ethyl maltol, which is probably the most noticeable note in Baccarat Rouge. It gives a candy floss or a burnt sugar kind of feel. In here it's kept to a more of a minimal level, so it doesn't completely dominate, but it just gives this fun, sweet, sugary aspect to it. But there's some Gaiac wood, which is kind of slightly smoky, almost rubbery, which grounds everything, so it's not all floral and fluffy, and it's not all super sweet. It's balanced. There's some woodsy notes. It's a little bit musky. It's a full-on fun fragrance. It's kind of loud. in a lightweight. It's not heavy, it's very lightweight, but you will smell it. It lasts really well, but it's fun, it's flirty, it's frivolous, it's not heavy, it's sweet yet fresh and fun. So that one is Los Angeles by Gallivant. Next one, this is Blue Lotus by Teone Reinthal, TRNP. This is an independent house, artisanal, based down in Australia, so all the way down under. And the perfumer only works with natural materials. So in here you have Blue Lotus, which is an extremely expensive ingredient. It's supposed to smell similar to Frangipani, which is a lovely, beautiful, heady, white kind of floral. But this to me has a beautiful amount of vanilla, and of course everything's natural, so there's something special about natural vanilla. We get so used to designer perfumes being chock full of vanillin or sweetened up with things like caramel notes, sugary notes, and they can be a bit too synthetically sweet. They can make your teeth ache. This does not do that. It has this gorgeous sweetness, but it's coming from the natural vanilla, which is not really that sweet. It's coming from the beautiful natural florals. Again, they're sweet, but they're not too sweet. There's nothing added here, no synthetics, and you can really tell the quality. It dries down a little bit resinous, a little bit sort of incensey, but it's a very much a beautiful floral vanilla with an incensey resinous kind of base. That's all it is. It's fairly simple, but it's beautifully done. And I think this one is absolutely perfect if you want a romantic feel. It's that floral, sexy, holiday kind of feeling that this one evokes, like a breeze on a tropical island, blowing through all the beautiful flowers, and maybe there's just a little bit of incense being lit around the area. It's just really, really gorgeous in a very natural and beautiful way. So that one is Blue Lotus from Teone Reinthal. Now on to my last two. This one's called Amelie Mae. It's from Lush. I'm not sure if it's discontinued, but I read a review on Fragrantica and someone found it very recently in a store. So often with Lush, they discontinue things and bring them back. So you just have to keep your eyes open. But Amelie Mae, I've sprayed it here, is extremely flirty and feminine. And I say feminine simply because it's sweet and it's floral and it's sugary. So I talk about feminine in the way that fragrances are marketed these days, and if you were in a department store, this would be marketed towards women simply because it's sugary, floral and fruity. It smells to me like there's marzipan, and I love marzipan. I love almond as a note in fragrances. It's not a listed note, but it smells almondy, floral. There's rose and lavender, but it smells to me like there's a multitude of multicolored, really pretty sugared petals. So you've got marzipan, you've got all these different floral notes, but they're all sugared, they're all coated in sugar. But there is a little bit of something underneath that stops it being too sweet, like a slightly woodsy or maybe an incense kind of note. Something in here just grounds it. So it is mostly a sweet, sugary, fruity floral, because there's raspberry in here as well. But something is just keeping its feet on the ground. It's very sexy. It's quite a loud one. It's a one to control your sprays depending on the situation, but it has a freshness because of these florals that come through. but it is pretty sweet. So if it's proper hot, you might find this one a bit cloying, but it's a very sexy, romantic kind of fragrance. If you feel really girly, then I think this is the one to go for. Amelie Mae. There is ylang ylang in here, so it's rose and ylang ylang, which bring in the florals. But to me, there's more than that. It smells more like there's sugar and vanilla and marzipan. So it smells like a floral gourmand, or a flormand, as I've been saying recently. Super, super pretty fragrance. Really romantic date night fragrance. And then my last one is Chameleon by Zoologist. I love this bottle. It's absolutely gorgeous. Check out the colours. Love that. And then even as you look through, look at that, look at that. I mean, my light is really helping that one to shine, but look at that. It's gorgeous. So Chameleon by Zoologist has about 1 million notes. It's impossible for me to remember them all. And you don't really need to know what all the notes are. The main note you need to know is ylang ylang. That's the big player in this fragrance. If you don't like ylang ylang, forget about it. You have to love ylang ylang. It's a fruity floral, but not in the traditional sense that you might smell in a department store. It definitely smells niche, no doubt about it. You see all these colours, they represent the way the fragrance smells. You can smell just a prismatic orgasm of all these different flavours coming together in a big poo, big blast, a big climax. And it's fruity and floral. You've got jasmine and ylang ylang. You've got quite a few different fruits. There's a star fruit note, and you've also got things like coconut and sea notes. But to me, the sea notes are very mild, and I think they just counteract the sweetness of everything. And it's mostly about the florals and the fruitiness, and it's just a blast of colour. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very much, for me, quite a party fragrance, but it is fresh. It has freshness. There are some fresh notes. I'm sure there's some bergamot and some other fresher notes, but it's absolutely perfect for sexy summer night. It feels very vacation, very holiday, and very flirty and fun and frivolous, but also sexy and a little bit sophisticated, because you will not smell like anyone else, but you will smell absolutely beautiful. So that is Zoologist Chameleon. So that's my sexy summer date night fragrances. I hope you enjoyed. As I said at the beginning, they are all not tested on animals, which I think is important to know and to make your choices about. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, and if you're not already subscribed, please do. I appreciate that. And I will see you in the next one. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a very much, for me, quite a party fragrance, but it is fresh.